Good morning. Dear students, welcome to our third semester class. Today, let us discuss about our sixth module topic, biomolecules. So, what are biomolecules? Bio means life. So, these are the molecules related to life. In other words, these are the molecules produced by living organisms. So, we can say biomolecules are chemical compounds that are essential for body functions and manufactured within the body. And also there are different types of biomolecules. Among them, the four major types of biomolecules are carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids and lipids. Then single organic molecules like vitamins and other mineral salts also come under the classification of biomolecules. We have already discussed about the four major class of biomolecules. So in this module you have to learn about nucleic acids, carbohydrates and proteins. Lipids classification is kept in this module. So we know that nucleic acids, there are RNA and DNA. They are considered as the building blocks of life. They store genetic information. Then carbohydrates. There are sugar carbohydrates and non-sugar. Sugar carbohydrates means sucrose, glucose, fructose, etc. Then non-sugar means starch and cellulose, etc. Then proteins. Proteins means they are the polymers of amino acids. The single unit of proteins are amino acids. So that's all about the major class of biomolecules. Now let us know more about proteins. So what are proteins? They are the most abundant molecules of the living system. They occur in every part of the life and form the fundamental basis of structure and functions of life. They are also considered of having primary importance among the chemical substances that control our life. They are present in the brain, blood contains albumin, globulin and fibrinogen, that types of proteins. Then muscle contain myosin protein, then skin, hair and nails contain the protein keratin. The nerves and brain contains a group of proteins. So proteins are present everywhere in the body. They are also present in milk. Milk contains the protein casein. Cheese, pulses and peanuts, they also contain different types of proteins. Their proteins are the chief material, the main constituent of enzymes, antibodies and many hormones. That means enzymes, antibodies and hormones are made up of proteins. That's all about the basic things about proteins. Now we are going to discuss what are proteins chemically. Actually they are macromolecules. Macro means large molecules having very high molecular masses. Chemically they are polymers of alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids means an organic molecule contains both amino functional group and acidic functional group. So proteins composed of mainly alpha amino acids. There may be hundreds or even thousands of amino acid residues in a single protein molecule. So in a single molecule there are large number of amino acids. So there are different ways of combining these different amino acids. So different proteins are also available from these amino acids by different ways of combining among them. We know that proteins are made up of amino acids. So what are amino acids? An amino acid is a bifunctional organic molecule that contains both a carboxyl group that means COH group, and then amino functional group, that means NH2 group. So an amino acid contains both the functional groups. That's why the name amino acids. Then all amino acids derived from proteins are alpha amino acids. So what is an alpha amino acid? An alpha amino acid is one that has an amino group on the alpha carbon. So what is an alpha carbon? The carbon next to the carboxyl group. So this is the structure of an alpha amino acid. This contains a carboxyl functional group and amino functional group. Then the carbon next to the carboxyl group. This carbon is alpha carbon. So when an amino group attached to this carbon, that is known as alpha amino. Alpha amino carboxylic acid. That means alpha amino acids. This is the structure of amino acid. Here we have the symbol structure of simple amino acid glycine. Glycine is the simple amino acid. In this case, the carbon is attached to two hydrogen atoms and one amino group and one carboxyl functional group. So all the groups attached to carbon atom are not different. That means two hydrogen atoms are same here. But in this case, all the attached groups are different. Here we are having one hydrogen atom, one carboxyl group, one alkyl side chain and one amino functional group. So all the attached groups on the carbon atom are different. This is a starred carbon. It is known as chiral or asymmetric carbon. In this case, what is a chiral carbon? And amino acids have an asymmetric. That means when all the attached groups are different, our carbon is known as asymmetric or chiral carbon atom. But in this case, glycine is not having asymmetric carbon atom. That is the only amino acid that is not optically active. Then all the protein amino acids are L amino acids having L configuration. So amino acids obtained from proteins are having L configuration and not D configuration. What is D and L configuration? That you will learn in your stereochemistry classes. It depends upon the spatial arrangement of atoms around the central carbon. Here we have some common examples of amino acids. First one, glycine, simple amino acid glycine. In this case, carbon is attached to two hydrogen atoms and one amino group and one carboxylic acid functional group. By replacing the hydrogen atom with a CH3 group, we will get another amino acid, that is alanine. Then by replacing the two hydrogen atoms with CH3 groups, we will get another amino acid, that is valine. Then this is a when we replace the hydrogen atom from alanine, we will get phenylalanine. These are some common examples of amino acids. Now let us familiar with some natural amino acids. We know that there are a large number of natural amino acids. Among them, 20 of the natural amino acids are given here, having the common structural formula RCHNH2COH. This is the general structural formula of amino acid. So when the R is H, we will get glycine. Glycine is represented by three-letter formula GL, three-letter symbol GLY, gly. Then it can be also represented by letter G. Then alanine, when the R is CH3, we will get alanine, represented by the three-letter symbol ALA, one-letter symbol A. Like that, we are having 20 natural amino acids. Leucine, isoleucine, arginine and lysine are basic amino acids. These are having basic functional group apart from the NH2 and COH group. Then glutamic acid and aspartic acid. They contain acidic functional group. In this case, we are having basic functional group But in the case of glutamic acid and aspartic acid, we are having acidic functional group COH. So they are acidic amino acids. Then serine is having an OH functional group, and cysteine is having an SH functional group. Then tryptophan is having an heterocyclic ring. Histidine and proline also having heterocyclic rings in their structure. Then they are also having a 3-letter symbol and 1-letter symbol. That's all about the natural amino acids. Next we are going to discuss about classification of amino acids. Actually there are mainly 3 types of classification of amino acids. First one, structural classification. It is based on the structural features of side chain R groups. Based on the side chain group, we are having structural classification. Then that means R group may be different based on the functional group present in the side chain. R, OH, SH or other functional groups may be present in the side chain. So based on that we are having structural classification. Next one is electrochemical classification. That means in some amino acids some additional basic functional groups are there, so that will exhibit basic nature. Then in some amino acids they contain additional acidic functional group, so they exhibit acidic property. So that type of classification is electrochemical classification based on the acidic basic properties of amino acids. Then third one is biological classification. It is based on the functional priority of amino acids. That means based on the physiological priority of amino acids, we have biological classification. That means whether we have to supply the amino acids to our body through diet or not. That means some amino acids are essential to our body, so we have to supply them through our diet. Depending upon that we have the biological classification. So these are the classification of amino acids. Now let us know about the structural classification of amino acids. It is actually based on the structural features of side chain group R. Then based on the structural features of side chain group R, it is again divided into 2 different classes, that is acyclic amino acids and cyclic amino acids. Acyclic amino acid is based on the side chain group R. If the side chain group R is aliphatic group, that means aliphatic means open chain. If the side chain R group is an open chain or aliphatic group, that type of amino acid is known as acyclic amino acid. That means no ring is present in the side chain. Then in the case of cyclic amino acids, the side chain group R contains a cyclic group. That means a ring or cycle is present in the side chain. Then that type of amino acid is known as cyclic amino acid. So the main classification here, structural classification of amino acid is acyclic and cyclic. The acyclic amino acids are again subdivided into 5 classes. First one is aliphatic and substituted amino acids. This is the general structure of amino acid. So if the R group is simply an alkyl group, then that is aliphatic and substituted amino acid. That means if the R group is S, we will get glycine. If it is CH3, we will get alanine. Then next classification is hydroxy amino acids. Then hydroxy amino acid are those amino acids in which the R group contains OH functional group. For example, serine. Serine contains an OH functional group, so that is hydroxy amino acids. Then next one is thioamino acids. Thioamino acids are those in which R group contains S atom, sulfur atom. For example, cysteine. Cysteine contains the thiol group SH. Then fourth classification is carboxy amino acids. In this case, the side chain R group contain additional carboxyl acidic group or its derivative. Example aspartic acid, glutamic acid, etc. So here it is having a COH functional group. The next classification is diamino acid. In this case, R group side chain R group contains NH2 group or other basic groups. So lysine contains an NH2 group. Apart from this, NH2 and COH group. So these are the 5 classification of acyclic amino acids. Next we are having cyclic amino acids. These amino acids contain a cyclic group in the R group. As the name itself indicates, the side chain R group contains a cyclic R group. These are again subdivided into 3 classes: aromatic amino acids, heterocyclic amino acids, and rare amino acids. In the case of aromatic amino acids, the side chain R group contains an aromatic ring. Here is the example for aromatic amino acid, that is phenylalanine. So in this case, the side chain R group contains a phenyl ring, that is an aromatic ring. So phenylalanine is an example for aromatic amino acids. Next one is heterocyclic amino acids. So in this case, the R group contains a heterocyclic ring system. Here we are having a tryptophan amino acid, that is, in this case, the side chain group contains indole ring. This is an indole ring. So tryptophan is an example for heterocyclic amino acid. Then third classification is rare amino acids. These are amino acids. They are found very rarely in proteins. That's why the name rare amino acids. Example: hydroxyproline, hydroxylysine, and aminocitric acid. Proline and lysine are very common, but proline and lysine are natural amino acids, but hydroxyproline and hydroxylysine are very rare amino acids. That's all about the structural classification of amino acids. Thank you.